Inshallah ta'ala, today we are discussing something that everyone has an idea of, but I think it's really important to flesh out. And the essential question is, can science answer the question of God? Can science answer the question of God or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And the word science really is a trigger word. And what the word science will expose to you is really the intellectual facade of the West. Really, the West is more defined in a sense today by really an anti-rational banner. We function under the assumption that we're all intellectuals and like we're really smart people. But actually, in reality, we are people who are highly distracted. We're people who are extremely hedonistic. We follow pleasure to pleasure to pleasure while assuming in our minds that we know what we're talking about. So I'm going to break down science into two categories, inductive and deductive reasoning, right? And I'm going to show them, give a couple examples. So the next time someone says this word science, you can say, what kind of science are you doing? Deductive or inductive, right? And then can one of them answer the question of God and can one of them not, right? And which one can deliver, just like we've been talking about epistemology, which one of them can deliver yaqeen, certainty, and which one of them can only deliver a level underneath that. And then after that, inshallah, in the next few sessions, I'm going to teach you guys our scale of yaqeen, right? From ilm to dhan to shak to waham, right? We're going to go through all of the levels of knowledge that we operate within the Islamic legal and theological tradition. So, inshallah ta'ala, this is good stuff. It will, if you allow it to, it will mature your thinking. And these are thought processes that you can bring to your tafsir, right, to your understanding of the world, to your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the benefits of it are endless, really. So, inductive reasoning, right? Inductive reasoning is what people usually mean when they say science, as in it is an analysis of data to draw a conclusion, right? The main idea is to take something specific and create a general conclusion about something, right? So, for instance, let's give an example. Say I'm looking over into the river, right? And there's a swan. I say it's a black swan, right? 1 black swan, 2, 3, 4, 12. Then I can ask myself a question, right? Are swans black, right? Or I can ask myself a question of probability, right? What is the probability that the next swan that comes is going to be black? Even if I've seen 12 straight black swans, can I with certainty say that the next swan is going to be black? No, I cannot. Even though I keep seeing black swans, science would tell me maybe swans are black, right? But I could really only say I know to 95%. I know 95%, right? Just like that medicine that you take says it can, heal or stop 99% of, but there's still always that 1% that they don't know about, right? So they cannot give you certainty, right? And this is the basic drawback of inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning is very good. It can help you develop medicine. It can help you develop technology. It can help you strengthen your idea of how to solve the problems of the world, but it cannot give you certainty. You cannot epistemologically say, I know for a fact this is a reality. Now, let's step over to deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is to take the general and then to make it specific. So if I were to say, all humans die, right? This would be an empirical argument. Nobody can argue it. And then I would say, all humans die, so therefore Safwan will die. Do I have certainty in this? 100% certain, right? Because my empirical argument, which I use to make the specific claim, is certain. So as long as I keep building empirical arguments that are certain, my conclusion is also certain, right? So deductive reasoning can give you certainty in what you are entailing, right? So when someone says, can science answer the question of God? We say, what are you talking about? They say, oh, inductive reasoning. They probably may not even know what that is. They say science. All right, using data, right? Following the patterns to then make a conclusion. I can say, no, this will never deliver you certainty about any question. Now, deductive reasoning, which is really philosophy, I would say, yes, philosophy can give you and answer questions of certainty. They can deliver yaqeen, and what we call in our scale 100% ilm. This is 100% knowledge, right? So, inshallah, in the coming days, we're going to talk a lot more about the levels and the scales of knowledge and that which is lesser than it, and how it's used not only in theology, but also how it's used in jurisprudence, how it's used in fiqh. How can we operationalize for legal matters and for ethics? How do we use the scales of yaqeen beyond just, the ivory towers, as they say, beyond just like sitting here and talking about how smart we are? How do we use it, right? This is something that someone can go overseas for 10 years and learn all about yaqeen and learn all about, the legal tradition, but then he has no clue how to use it. Alhamdulillah, I had the special honor of learning with Sheikh Jihad Brown for multiple years, and his system of using this beautiful tradition within Islam is of the most astonishing I have seen. So inshallah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Barakallah feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Have a beautiful night. See you tomorrow.